So the market went absolutely crazy today after the FOMC meeting happened. All right. Now we're going to discuss how this meeting is going to affect market movements going forward. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all a stock to keep on your watch list for tomorrow, along with doing an update on the last stocks that I've mentioned in the last video. Alright, y'all. Let's dive into the charts right off the bat. We got the NASDAQ. And again, today's movement, it started out really choppy. And I told you guys yesterday that after a massive move, the market tends to give us dojis. It can be that cruel. And it kind of did give us a doji. If you look at the futures market, again, this is / yes, the NASDAQ futures. This is a gravestone doji. It's not quite a small, tiny doji where there isn't any opportunity at all. There was an opportunity to the long side during the pop, and also to the short side during the drop. All right, so bulls made money, bears made money. Tomorrow, it seems like the trend is still bearish. There is a lot of shorts who are in control right now after the bulls left. All right, these individuals who represent this wick on the daily chart are still in control of the markets. Now, if you look at the QQQ itself, it's looking like a very bearish hammer. Again, this one is slowly rolling. And tomorrow, if we're still open up at like positive 0.60, we might open up like this. Let me choose the right drawing tool. Okay, we might open up right around 424 and proceed downward on Thursday. And then on Friday, we might really see this thing actually fill the gap. Like I told y'all yesterday, the big move down was going to get split up into either 2 days or 3 days. And I think it might actually take a sweet time and get there by Friday instead of getting there by tomorrow. I'm not changing my mind about the drop to 406 for QQQ because the market hasn't given me a reason to be bullish and to believe that we've bottomed and we're done and we're pretty much done dropping. Like, it hasn't given me a reason to believe that yet. All right, so I'm still leaning bearish on pretty much almost everything. Almost. Now, let's look at, and also, by the way, during the FOMC meeting, for those of y'all who didn't pay attention to it or any of the details, apparently the rates have been left unchanged. All right, they're not looking to hike up to do any rate cuts until the inflation, aka the CPI data, drops near 2% and stays at 2% for a bit before they start cutting rates. Okay, so just that's my 2 cents on what happened. Now, a stock that y'all should be keeping in your watch list for tomorrow. That stock is mRNA. Now, I want to share mRNA with y'all for a few reasons. Number one, obviously, it's been crushed for some time now. This setup is quite similar to PayPal, negative 83 from the highs all the way to the recent lows, and right now negative 77. That's where we're at right now. Looking at this thing, we have an ascending triangle on the chart that's been cooking for days. The candles have been really small right here. All right, but it's been cooking. It's been cooking for days. And since earnings is in the way, this is gonna be an annoying game to play. All right, now, without earnings, I would just tell y'all to just live in alert right here and wait for it to ring. All right, and then when it rings, you go long, and long to like 130 or 140. But earnings is in a way, so I don't know how the stock is going to react. There could be curveballs. Like, the stock could be looking perfect, and then we might see this thing open up down here. Like, it could happen. Like, I've seen it before. It's quite It's quite disappointing, not aggravating, because again, like I always tell y'all, holding through earnings is gambling. I tell y'all, don't do it. It's not worth it. All right, because the reaction can be really, really unpredictable. All right, so that's why I say it can be disappointing, because the setup would no longer be clean for an entry later for a massive move. All right, what I want an IV crush on the stock. I want the stock to go nowhere and just chill down here for a bit before popping out later on, in like maybe at the end of May or the beginning of June, for a massive bullish move. That's what I would like. All right, but I don't always get what I like, especially with like PayPal, for example. I wanted that to happen with PayPal, and PayPal showed me this very sloppy structure. It's no longer clean because of this thing right here. Congrats to anybody who made money on that bullish movement, who gambled through earnings, because I did share this one with you guys, I believe earlier this week. Maybe it was on the Sunday video. I told y'all to watch this for a potential long because it has earnings. All right, so if you gamble through this, congrats. We might see a similar thing on mRNA. I don't want to see that. I want to just see mRNA chilling here before breaking out later, but we might see this thing. Also, with the way it's looking, it's back in here. This one I also believe is gonna drop to $64, and then eventually it's gonna try to make its way back up again. All right, so let's go back to mRNA. And with mRNA, there's actually another structure when we zoom in. When we zoom into the 15-minute, actually no, when we zoom into the 1, yeah, we're gonna zoom into the 1, and the same structure again is present, but on the inside of the bigger structure. Right, so there's pretty much 2 reasons for me to be bullish on this thing, and why I would not be surprised to see a big push up at the open to validate the structure, regardless of what the numbers are, that regardless of what they report in their earnings. All right, so that's why I want to share this one in today's video. Now, let's take a look at Google. All right, because Google, I told y'all watch it for a fade, but be very, very careful, because if the Nasdaq gives us a doji, then Google can also give us a cross doji, right? Which is exactly what we got. It didn't really do much. Is it safe to assume that it's just gonna curl back up here? Not really, no. Again, because I'm still bearish on everything. Even though we can see some green right here, I still think the indices are sus, and we're gonna make a turnaround at some point tomorrow, either like after the first 2 hours or in the afternoon. So just be on the lookout for that. There's a lot of stocks who have gaps at the bottom, big gaps at the bottom, that started to get filled and hasn't been done filling yet. All right, so until that happens, we didn't bearish. Now, the next one to discuss, this is an update on Etsy, because I did share Etsy with y'all for to watch it for a potentially massive move. It did provide an opportunity. I shared this one early. I definitely did. So if you made money on this one, on the move up, congratulations. The craziness from the FOMC meeting provided an opportunity for a day trade after the break of the intraday resistance right here, and for an exit right here. Again, gambling, holding through earnings is gambling, right? And despite the fact that this structure looks so good, this falling wedge breakout and with increasing volume, right? Despite all that, the stock can still disappoint through earnings. This is why I call it a very annoying game, and this could very well happen to mRNA. So again, we'll see. It will be a surprise to all of us. Now, the next one, the next stock that we gotta look at in today's video, we gotta look at Walmart. And this one, I would say, is definitely something to watch for a potential short. And I say this, I share this one again, because I shared it like, I think last time over here. It took like forever to finally drop to the neckline. And now we're getting another retest of the neckline, and the neckline is right here around like $58.90. We're right on it, and the volume is increasing slowly. Walmart volume isn't too spectacular, relatively speaking. I mean, it averages about 15 million shares traded per day. All right, but there is, again, these are the types of gaps that I'm talking about on big cap stocks. These gotta fill. Okay, they have to fill. They have to. Eventually, they're gonna get filled. So I think this one also is going to make a big move down, and I think it might get to this white line before earnings reports, which will happen on the 16th in the morning. So that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Do not forget to annihilate the like button. As always, remember, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern time, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul and Guman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, to get some free stocks with Webull, you can use the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.